Welcome back everyone to another exciting video on this channel. Guys, I'm here again. My name is Vine. Remember to subscribe to my channel. If you're here, then you have to also be there because my channel is already rolling and you are vibing in that place. So better come and vibe with us. So on today's video on this channel, we're going to be teaching you guys on how to identify a good book, how to actually know this book is good for you, how it's going to help you, and how it's going to influence you as a person and an individual. We also, at the end of this video, we're actually going to be adding clips about other individuals who have actually identified a good book and how it's also influenced them in their lives. So you guys are due on this channel. Remember to smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and also leave a comment on this channel. First, I should know this video was actually good for you. And for our new subscribers, thank you guys so much for subscribing to this channel. So now let's get into the video.
Okay, we're all here now.
All of us, family.
Lots. So, like she said at the beginning, but before I go into what I want to say here today, I hope you guys are following my baby's channel.
Yes, mine's coming up soon.
Keep quiet until you bring it up. We are not sure your channel exists. Have you opened the channel?
Not yet, but on the way, you know.
Okay, no problem. So today, how to identify a good book. Now, what I want to talk about, I'm not giving you what is supposed to be nobody's an expert on how to identify a good book. But you know, books, they are my home front.
Yeah.
Right? My wife used to say, if I'm lost and you're looking for me, one of the first places you go and check is a bookstore. Of course, if I enter a place, the first place I go to is a bookshop. So I wrote some things here on my iPad that we can look at together, and then we go into the things proper. I remember how the first novel I wrote, it's not published yet, apart from the other books I've published. The first novel I wrote, I read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. That book so touched me. Immediately I finished The Alchemist, I took my iPad and started writing. Now, it's not that I wrote what, the book is not the same. It's not the same storyline. It's not, okay. But the way he wrote, so let me use the people's word, gingered me to go and write my own book. So, but it's not unpublished yet. So I just want to explain to us the things I look for. So I'm not saying this is like a general rule for, you understand what I'm saying? It may be different for what you look for.
Yeah.
Generally, for me, I don't buy a book because of the cover. I do not say that the cover, yes, the cover, yes, like every other thing, the cover may attract you. But that is not the real reason why I buy a book. Even if I pay for it, I've bought many books and I've thrown them away because it just didn't work. Okay. Or I maybe give them out. Okay, let's get out of that. The very first book, the very reason why I buy a book is if a book makes me stop and think. You know, if I'm reading, you read a line, I'm like, what? You read another line, you're like, wow. I stop, I think, I write. I don't know whether you have that feeling whenever you are reading the books.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, another thing is, what happened?
I said I don't.
Because he does not read books.
Another reason that makes me pick up a book to read it is if it has twists and turns. I'm talking of if you are reading a book and you cannot predict where this book is going to. You know, you think it's going like this, you know, there are twists and turns, and the turns have twists and turns, you know. Once a book has that kind of activity in it, it becomes one of my best books, yes. Number 3 is, can I forget about these numbers, please?
Please do.
I like out-of-the-world books. What I mean by out-of-the-world books is a book that makes me escape out of the earth. What I'm trying to say here is books on utopia, dystopia, out of the world. Okay, let me put it this way. Fantasy books.
Like magic?
No.
Yeah.
Cosmology, like maybe.
I know you like
cosmic.
anything.
Cosmic.
No, me, I don't understand the grammar they're playing.
No,
Magic.
what I'm trying to say is books that are like extraterrestrial in nature. Talk about
Space.
like maybe science fiction, something like that. So in all genre, I read them. I prefer those kind of books because we need to get out of here once in a while.
Yeah,
so when you are there, you are out of this place. You are with them on the journey. Books that are like that, I like it. So it encourages me like that. Books where you cannot predict what will happen.
Like you don't know what will happen next. The next step the person is actually taking the novel.
Where you cannot predict the end.
Okay,
I will confess to you. I like and they live happily ever after books. No matter what happens. But don't make it such that I can predict
what's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't like books that end with a tragedy, because if you kill the person I like in the book and it does not resurrect, for me the book is no longer interesting. That's why I say I like and
Happy
they live happily ever after. No matter what happens, let them all live happily ever after, and let the enemy die. Let the you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The actor must not die.
Yeah, so that person I like, no, must not die. He must, even if he died, let him resurrect. And I really don't like books that have continuity later, because
Like seasons.
Because we're in Nigeria, it's not every time you buy a book season 1, then you may not get the season 2.
Yeah, it's true.
You understand? So I like that anywhere I reach, even if you're going to make it part 1, part 2, part 3, let part 1 be conclusive enough for anybody. But if it has to be like, if I say I will get the book and I will not get it. So that's that about that. Then I like books that teach me something. I used to have my wife with mom will tell you if I get to watch a film with her, at the end, one of the things I normally say is Kilo wako wansi. What does it teach us? So if a book does not teach me something spiritually, does not teach me something morally, or does not bring something maybe happening in the world and set it to my attention, I don't like most of these books that have there are some novels now, they're futuristic.
Yeah.
That tell you something that will happen in 2034. Those kind of books, I like them. You see, you can look into the future with them. And it doesn't have to mean it will happen.
Yes.
That's what fantasy is all about. You understand? So I like books that, and of course, let's keep this rolling a bit. I like books that make me laugh.
Comedy.
Yeah, well, okay. Doesn't have to be a comedy. I don't know how to use the English.
Comic book.
Comical in nature.
Yeah.
I like the books that make me laugh. You laugh, you are in stitches all
Use
the
the comic relief space where you kind of like be yourself.
Look at your friend, look at the way he's looking.
Yes.
I'm not eating today. So if a book makes me laugh, honestly, but if the book is too dry, some books are so wordy, it's like somebody is preaching. I'm a preacher, I don't want to come and read again about preaching all over again. I don't know whether you've read books like that. So I like books that are comical, they are not too wordy, and then if a book is too descriptive, I will drop it. And the sun rose, and the sun was shining, it was amber color, and the river was...
And he arose with joy on his face.
I would just...
Sunlight reflecting his emotions.
I'm moving the pages.
And the wind of happiness and sadness flooded his room.
And her dress was this and that.
And swayed with the moon, like she was actually walking on sun.
It's when you get that flowery, in a book.
Just back the book. Uncle, come and collect your book. Give my money back.
There are some books that give me, for me, gives you a spiritual high. Maybe it's a Christian book, for example. You read it and you are like, I need to pray more. I need to do this more. No, books that bring that into the game, I also like that. That is if they are Christian books, just for example. So I like those kind of books. So these are just basically for me. But I think I remember again, another thing is if a book follows me around after I finish reading it, definitely it's going to be a reread.
Follow you around, like how? What do you mean?
You keep thinking about the book or something.
I'm thinking about the book.
Okay.
The quotes from the book becomes part of my daily words, and I'm also applying them as I'm talking to people. I learn so many things about it. There are some books. Let me use this word. I hope I can use this word on set. some books, when you are reading them, you are reading them when you
Feel sad.
shit. When you are shaving, it's somewhere up there.
Up there.
When you are showering, you are using one hand. So when you are doing this SSS that I just mentioned now, if a book is like that, I mean, you can't put it down. You know it's time to sleep. You are still, let me see what will happen.
Yeah, I've read books like that that are very just captivating, interesting, just holds like the emotions there.
Like,
Yes.
holding down.
Those are the kind of books I like. So I think you've heard what makes a book for me. What is your own like?
What identifies a book for me? First of all, I think that book has to have something that actually interests me. I can't just read any kind of book because the book actually has to speak something to me. You can't just buy a book that doesn't actually have any interest of yours. Like most people actually buy cooking books because they want to learn how to cook or they want to learn some things. So I actually have the book that actually inspires me or actually like, teaches me some kind of things. So yeah, that's one thing that actually interests me when I'm picking a book. Another is it has to be either above my age and below my age. I cannot read a children's book like storybook or something like that. It has to be something that actually captivates my emotions and something related to my age and above my age. Like there are books about like all these like spiritual books like you just said right now. They are more like spiritual books that are above. Like most people say you should read this Bible and they're like, how old are you? You're reading some spiritual books. So something that's actually above me and also below me because I want to learn things that is not really my age that actually goes that fast. When I get to that level, I'm a better person. And also at my level right now, I'm also a better person, so building myself. So yes, those are things actually.
So you are already reading books on marriage, Abby. No problem. We are writing it down.
So what about you, Prince?
Yeah, I'm majorly like, have to do with like I read the book, The Chairman. It's very by Stephen Frey. Very, very like captivating. What I like about the book, the amount of money they got like $2 billion. Like,
Likes money.
Talk about the money.
Money matter.
Just making you have like business ideas like, okay, I have to like get this thing done, like, striking deals and all of that. So what interested me in that book was just the people trying to be like business wise. Everything I want to do is just, and overall is taking care of family, wife,
Wife?
No, not on my own aspect.
Marriage with more than his age.
No, just think of your family, your mother, your sister, and making sure they are comfortable.
Yeah,
even though those people doing the big deals are like doing some kind of wrong things, go and put their family in one kind of island and be doing whatever they're doing, but still, family must be taken care of and all of that. So
is that if you say we should mention for now your book for 2021 is Stephen Fry's book?
Yes, I love that book.
How about you?
Like me, I have a book. I don't know the author, but I'm going to find out. The title of the book is Women of Faith. It's about Ruth, Deborah, Sarah, just different women in the Bibles that actually stood out.
I read that book.
That stood out and actually made themselves like queens in their area of tradition, in their marriages, in their lives, and actually stood some grounds. It actually makes me feel, it actually teaches me that I could actually be a woman of faith if I can pray, if I can be a better person, so I can actually inspire people. It teaches me a lot about women and how powerful they are and how big of a warrior they actually are. So yeah, I'm a very book, Women of Faith. If you actually read Women of Faith, I love your book.
No Men of Faith.
Men of Faith, go. Women of Faith.
She's talking of her book now.
Women of Faith. If you read that book, I really love that book. I really appreciate it so much.
I've read that book, but I can't just seem to understand.
Women of Faith is an exciting book.
For me, I think I've said this before, but I think I can say it again. Maybe as a younger person, I read a lot of books on positive thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. All the books, most of the books he wrote on positive thinking, The Tough-Minded Optimist, all those, I read a lot of them because I found them helpful as a young man growing up. So the book that I read that touched me most when I was a younger person, those days, Nick Carter, James Hadley Chase, and then I actually started reading novels, let me put it that way, because of my sisters. They used to buy these romance books, Mills and
I love romance books.
You know, so that was the only books that were around until my younger guys started coming up with other books. That's what led me to Nick Carter, James Hadley Chase, and all those. Then I read some very hard books like Dennis Whitley. Those ones are scary books. Then The Haunting of Toby Job, The Devil Rides Out, To the Devil a Daughter. Don't worry, those books. So, but I really, then as a younger person, I really enjoyed them, you know. All right. Then I think I've mentioned once here before James Clavell. That's my first over 1,000 pages book. I will never forget Shogun. And then the one that touched me, that affected me most of all these books is First Among Equals by Jeffrey Archer. I can't forget that book, First Among. It's about 4 friends, I think women, how they made it in life. The person that made it last, I think, was one that ended up making it, but he was the one that appeared as if she wasn't going to make it. First Among Equals. I can't remember the storyline, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. But if you ask me for this 2021, the book that has really, really touched me most, right? For now, the book that really touched me most for now on the Christian side is the one written by this South African pastor, Voice of the Night, by Pastor Surprise Sito.
What's it about?
The book. You know, this pastor was born to herbalist, witchcraft. Born into witchcraft. Both his father and his mother were, into witchcraft. Their house, you don't laugh because it may offend some spirits. And there was no sign of God there until one night, the voice of God just told him, leave this house. And as a young man, teenager, he just, at this any teenager should go and leave his house, father's house. That was what happened to Pastor Surprise. He left, went and called his friend. The two of them went and started walking in the bush. They don't know where they are going to. And miracles from that point in time. All manner of miracles. They met a man who God has already told that 2 boys are coming. These are boys who are walking in the jungle in the night, feeding on berries, banana, mango, all manner of things in the bush. You need to read that book, Divine. I need to. Voice of the Night by Dr. Surprise.
You're giving me the book.
No. Go and buy.
It's not you read the book now. Give me. That's not what to give you.
Everybody, go and buy. That book is very, very good. So for me, for 2021, yes, any book that is like that. That's on the Christian side. On the general side, the book I'm going to mention, you may know, but it's a very good book. I liked it. I'm not talking about whether, this is not a Christian book, but I like it. It's an out of worldly, what I mean out of world, fantasy, magic, and all manner of things. I just like it. Brandon Sanderson's book, Atlantis. Oh God, that better pepper soup. I enjoyed that. I read 2 of his books in a row, Atlantis and Warbreaker. Those 2 books. Oh, talking about biochromatic. The book is good. His book, I enjoyed it. Now, what that book had, one of the major things, like I told you, I look for in a book, is turns and twists. He twisted these 2 books to pieces. I first read Atlantis, and I was like, how do these people think of these kind of things? I'm a writer too. But, there's a way somebody will write to you like, how do people think of these kind of things? I mean, Warbreaker, which was the second one I read, is about 2 nations, one of them superior to the other. They are like 2 opposites. One nation, colorful, beautiful, they like things that are shiny, their girls dress almost half clad, money is there and all the rest, and a lot of magic. The other nation, they are conservative, they like to wear long clothes. So the bottom line was that the king of the other nation, there was a covenant agreement with them that they will give one of their daughters to their god king as wife. So there was this lady among them there, the daughters of this other nation's king, who had been trained and groomed from her youth that she will be the one that will marry the other nation's god kings as a wife. But in the last minute, the father did not want to send that girl. He now sent the most wayward, their last one, the most, I don't let me use the word wayward, carefree, does not obey royal rules, knows nothing about royalty. That's when you're not 17-year-old girl. So you can imagine this girl who is carefree. She gets there, all the brightness, the beautiful colors, everything. That one she can adapt with, but they don't talk to her. All her attendants, nobody talk to her. So before you know it, there was going to be a war between the two nations because they sent the wrong bride. Oh man, the thing twist and turn. And you need to read Warbreaker. In fact, Brandon Sanderson's book, read it.
You might give me.
Mba.
Yeah. No.
Oh, bye.
Go and buy.
Oh, bye. Oh, bye.
Maybe if you buy less wigs.
Yeah.
We got a lot of
It doesn't look like a wig.
Yeah, it's a wig. It's my hair though, but it's a wig.
So I'm putting on a wig too.
Oh, my friend.
This one is handmade by me. This my beard too is a wig. I made
Beard
it.
oil.
No beard oil.
Thanks,
Fine.
thanks.
I remember when
Thanks
these
to beard
beards were just 2 or 3.
He was pulling it like this. Nah, it's not like thanks to beard oil.
Okay, before we run on this video, let me tell you about what I don't like about a book. If a book has a tragic end, like I said before,
Like happy endings.
I like happy endings. 2, like I told you, they must live happily ever after. If it's too predictable, mba. If it ends up offending my spiritual beliefs,
You don't like
now you can speak your truth. Some of these magical books I'm reading, they really, some of them are anti-God something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can speak your truth, but you don't need to offend people with your truth. You don't have to believe like somebody else believes. Every man is entitled. You understand what I'm saying? Then, if a book does not deliver its promise, I mean, you start the book, the first 2 pages is telling you, oh, this book is going to be okay. Then you are like 60 pages in and you're like,
it's not going to be okay.
what is he talking about? Exactly, Kinikoko, what's the point? And then you finish the book and you're like, okay, so exactly,
What was the book
I
about?
tear those kind of books. I just carry it to the dustbin and tear it. I wasted my money on it. Tear it and forget it. I don't like hot and steamy books.
Hot and steamy.
Yes, that's why you see I shy away from most of these romance books.
Okay.
Now, I'm not judging anybody, right? But when you have too much kissing, sex, all manner of things, that's not why I want to read a book. So when a book is too hot and it's too steamy, counts me out. But let everybody do whatever. You say what?
We don't like it.
That confess your sins now.
So I think that's just the basic thing. And then there's some books you read, you get halfway and you're like, I think I should get out of this book. I don't want to mention authors, but there are some their books that are like that. So I don't know whether every other person said, I think we've done this video. Does anybody have any other book he wants to talk about?
Yeah, I don't really like hot and steamy books like that. They said it's too much. It's not interesting. There should be a spice there, but there should be a limit to the spice that is actually there. So if you're writing that kind of books, they're interesting, but the spice should not be too much. It's actually I want to actually know what's happening in the book, not just about what's actually like they're doing. But I want to have like real content about why I bought the book, not just about the whole kissing and stuff like that. So, but I read romantic books a lot, but not the hot and extra spicy.
I've had my own share of romance books. My sisters had them stacks like this.
My cousin, a whole wardrobe. I used to go and burn when I can.
I don't say it's wrong to read romance books, but it's just that I think Dennis Robbins, if I remember that name very well. I read a lot of Dennis Robbins. Those are the ones my sister used to buy and all the rest. And so I think we should bring this to a close.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So which book has captured your imagination or you enjoyed for 2021? I think we should, leave a comment.
Comment
Yeah,
down
let's
below.
write something down
Which
below.
book influenced you in 2021?
You enjoy. It could be a business book. I didn't mention business book because if I do, won't leave here. I have many other books I've read.
And you said I have tips on how to identify a good book. Leave it in the comments so we actually know more tips on how to identify, because this is our personal. We don't know about what actually touches you, so you can share yours with us and let's just know how you feel.
Okay, and whatever you do, go follow my
Follow me in the future, like when I open mine.
Collab, but that's where it's going to end. He's not
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Hi everybody, my name is Pastor KG and I just want to tell you about a book that I read. The book is Angels on Assignment by Roland Buck. The book is basically about angels in our midst, manifestations of angels that Roland Buck saw. And the most intriguing part is that they gave him some prophecies that have come to pass and are still coming to pass till now. I first read that book as a young girl, but later, I think this year again, I read it all over again. Now as an adult, I have better understanding of what the book is all about. And it's a book I'll recommend for everybody because angels walk daily in our midst. They walk daily with us, they protect us daily, and we are not even aware of their presence. And I'd like to recommend the book. If you care to read it, it's by Roland Buck. You'll enjoy it. Praise the Lord.
Hey guys, so my favorite book for the year is different from your regular normal. It actually is called Lewis Medical Surgical Nursing by Marianne Harden. So, of course, you guessed right, it's a medical nursing book, and this book actually stood out to me the most because it's amazing. Like, Marianne Harden did a beautiful job there. Like, this is basically me reading about me. Anyone could relate to that book because it's just basically your head to your toe, your internal organs, everything about the human body system, what can possibly go wrong, how to solve things if they go wrong. It's like your second Bible, your scientific Bible, right? So yeah, that's why it's my favorite book. I've not had time to do like my usual leisure books. If I scoot over, you're gonna see all of those books there that I plan to read when I get a break. Unfortunately, I've not had a break, and I won't have one till sometime in December. So yeah, but that's my favorite book. You can also check out my YouTube channel at Naza's Lifestyle. I've not really posted in a while, but I promise to get back and check up today. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Shola Abiono. I just want to talk to you about books that actually impacted me in this year 2021. In the part of the world that I live, we're still battling with COVID-19, and but to God be the glory, He has been faithful towards us. And yeah, back to the books. One of the book is titled "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." It's the only small stuff, and it's actually written by Richard Carlson. It's a very good book. I actually recommend it that you guys look for it. I think it's been sold by Amazon too. Don't Sweat on Small Stuff. Another book by my favorite author and preacher is called Forward. The preacher is David Jeremiah, and it talks about discovering God's presence and purpose in our tomorrow. It's a book that I want you to read. It's really good. And another one I'm also reading at the moment is a new book by the same author, Dr. Jeremiah. It's titled "Where Do We Go From Here?" Remember, I said that we are living in a COVID world all over the world. We are still battling with COVID, and whoever thought that COVID can shut down the whole nation or the whole world. So this book is just telling us the similitude of what it will be like when the Antichrist comes. So it's a book for us to really read, and I really recommend that you guys read it, and you will be blessed. I'm actually enjoying it. I listen to his podcast, I listen to his messages on the same book. I have the study guide, and I'm sure you will love it too. God bless you.